Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about East of Fate, Rhea received another dirty slap from Prachi after she was talking nonsense. And Mihika escaped from Aliyah and Rhea and comes to the Colley's house to come and expose them. So let's continue from there. Pallavi and Prachi comes to the room. The goons eyes Grandma behind the sofa and they hide behind the curtain. Prachi asks if there is any work. Pallavi asks Prachi to sit quietly. She calls Rambro and asks him to bring Siddharth and the priest there. Rahul asks Mihika to tell his friend about the mistake that they were about to do. Mihika says, Mr. J, this powder is dangerous that someone's life can go. Rahul makes Mihika smell the chloroform. Siddharth comes there. They all hide with Mihika. Mihika faints. Rahul's friend thinks to hide her somewhere and Rahul asks the other friend that they should start. Vikram thinks that maybe the inspector came to their house for the festival of Bapa. The inspector takes Bapa's blessings. Aliyah says the police and she thinks to elope before the inspector tells the truth to Vikram. Aliyah thinks to elope so that her secret will not be exposed, but just then, she hears the inspector telling Vikram that they have seen two goons kidnapping an old lady and taking her in a car. He shows their pictures to Vikram, saying that they are wanted. Vikram says, I don't know them. Vikram asks Aliyah to see the goons' picture. Aliyah sees it and says she did not see them before. The inspector asks Rhea why is she nervous and sweating, as if she knows the goons. Aliyah asks, what do you want to say? The inspector says that the car is parked here. Aliyah says it is impossible. The inspector asks Aliyah that what do you think, that the lady belongs to this house and the goons will not bring her here. The inspector says you want to say that the thieves will not hide her from where they have kidnapped her. Rhea says yes, she heard this saying. The inspector says it seems that Rhea has tackled goons before. Vikram asks the inspector to search for the goons in their house without telling the guest. Rambro comes to Siddharth and asks him to come. He asks the priest to come. Siddharth asks what happened. Rambro says, why didn't you tell me that Mihika came to Delhi? Because Mihika came here. Siddharth is surprised and he thinks that so Mihika is here. The inspector shows the goon's picture to Rambro and tells him that they have brought an old lady here. Siddharth thinks that Mihika has eloped and she came here. Rambro asks Siddharth to come. Rhea and Aliyah hear them. Rahul asks his friend if everything is ready. They see Vikram coming there with the police. Rahul says that they have forgotten the way to go out. Vikram tells him the direction to go out and he asks him to ask the watchman. His friend says that the girl might have called the police. Rahul says no. I made the girl smell chloroform. His friend is scared. Rahul says we should know why the police have come here. Rhea begins to pack her bags. Aliyah asks what is she doing. Rhea says you called me to the hotel and Grandma came behind me. She says Grandma might have heard about our lies of Prachi's pregnancy. Rhea says the police and the goons have come here and she asks Aliyah if she is waiting to party with everyone. Aliyah says to Rhea that you appreciate me for my plan and if it fails, then you scold me. Rhea says if our plan failed and says I need to go. Aliyah stops her. Rhea says I will jump down from the window. Aliyah stops her and asks her to stop acting like children. Aliyah asks Rhea that did you trust me or not? Rhea says yes, I trust you, but things are getting out of hand. Aliyah says to Rhea that I got Prachi and Siddharth's marriage fixed. Rhea says if Grandma opens her mouth, then nothing will be left. Aliyah says there is some way to undo Grandma and says that they should brainwash Pallavi so that Pallavi doesn't believe anything that Grandma says. Rambro brings Siddharth to the room. Pallavi asks Siddharth to sit. Siddharth sits beside Prachi. Pallavi asks the priest to match their fate. Prachi gets up sad. Rambro feels pain seeing Prachi's sadness. Rambro imagines Prachi saying that her heart is bleeding. How can he do this? How can he let his love blood flow? And how can he trust the wrong person? Prachi remembered Rambro telling her that he would always support her, but they cannot be in the same boat as he has promised the baby to give him both parents' love. Pallavi calls Rambro and tells him that the next Monday Mahurat is auspicious and Siddharth and Prachi can get married. Rambro says good, this will bring auspicious time for everyone. Just then, Rambro's phone falls down. Prachi bends down to pick Rambro's phone. The goons are watching them. Prachi notices someone is behind the sofa. She moves the blanket and she sees Grandma in it. Vikram takes the inspector to Grandma's room. The inspector asks Vikram if the old lady was his mother and Vikram says yes. Vikram says that Grandma was busy with the guest earlier. He calls Grandma on the phone and says that his call is not connected. The inspector asks that how can there not be network in the house. Prachi says Grandma is here. Rambo and Siddharth move the blanket from Grandma. Pallavi says make her lie down on the bed. Aliyah and Rhea comes there to brainwash Pallavi, and they get shocked to see Grandma there and the goons hiding behind the curtain. Aliyah signals to the goons to run away, but they refuse. Rambo brings water. Prachi opens the cap. Rambo sprinkles water on Grandma's face. Aliyah takes out the goons forcefully from behind Rambo, Prachi and Pallavi's back. Rhea takes the blanket and holds it to hide the goons. The goons runs away. Prachi looks at the blanket. Rhea says, who can do this? Who can place this blanket on Grandma? Prachi asks Rhea if she is hiding anything. She asks Aliyah why is she looking here and there. Aliyah says, I am looking how Grandma fainted. Vikram says to the inspector that I am sure that my wife is in Grandma's room. Vikram comes to the room with the police and says my mommy is here. Rambo says Grandma was unconscious behind the sofa. The inspector says my doubt was right. Rambo asks what doubt. Grandma opens her eyes. Pallavi says thank God, you got consciousness. Rambo asks that what happened to Grandma. The inspector says someone made Grandma unconscious and then they made her lie down here. Vikram says she has weakness. Pallavi asks if Grandma would drink water. Aliyah signals to the goons to come. Prachi asks Grandma if she knows who has brought her here. Aliyah and Rhea are about to go out, but Grandma points finger at Aliyah and Rhea and she mentioned their name. Aliyah and Rhea goes from there. The inspector asks them to stop. Vikram and Rambo goes behind them. Pallavi asks Grandma if the goon did this with her. Grandma says I know the truth and she asks Pallavi and Prachi to come with her. Rhea says I wanted to get saved. Rambo calls Rhea and asks where are you running away to and what is she hiding. Vikram asks Rhea that why didn't you stop when the police stopped you. Rhea says we did not hear anything. The inspector asks Rhea if they have hired the goon to kill Grandma and he asks if they have any enmity with her. Rhea says we are family. Aliyah says you are having a misunderstanding. Grandma says only I know the truth. Why you both have done this, I don't know, and says you both have kidnapped a girl surely. Grandma says to everyone that I have seen the goons and a girl who was scared with them. Grandma says that Aliyah and Rhea wanted to kidnap her. Aliyah and Rhea asks what is Grandma saying. Grandma says you both had seen me there and you got me kidnapped. Grandma asks Vikram to ask Aliyah and Rhea who was the girl they kept captive. Aliyah says everything happened due to Rhea. She forced me to say this. Rhea says she is lying. It was Aliyah's plan. Aliyah asks Rhea to say the truth. Rhea says to Aliyah that I told you that we should not do this. This is wrong. But Siddharth says you both have done this and says my sister Mihika. Aliyah says Mihika came to Delhi. Rahul's friends tell Rahul that Aliyah and Rhea are fighting. Rahul says that Aliyah and Rhea are very cunning people. He says we are doing this theft not for money but for self-respect. Aliyah says Mihika came to Delhi due to Rhea. Rhea asks Grandma if she thinks that she can try to harm her. Aliyah asks Rhea, why did you do this? You did not listen to me. Rhea says we both know what we have done. Then why are you acting? Aliyah says you wanted that happiness to come here, which this house doesn't want to get. Pallavi asks that what is Aliyah saying? Aliyah says Rhea wanted to bring Mihika here as she wanted her to get all the love and kept her in the hotel and she was waiting for Grandma's mood to get fine. Grandma asks Aliyah and Rhea to stop their fake stories. Aryan comes there. Rhea says my brother Aryan is not my real brother, but I really miss him. She says I used to call him daily. Aryan says I never get your calls. Rhea says then the number was wrong. Rhea says to Aryan that when you came back, I cried a lot hugging you. Aryan says you cried as Rambo married both Prachi and you, and not for me. Rhea says siblings love as such. She says Prachi and I fight a lot, but even Prachi knows that I love her a lot. Lie. Rhea tells everyone that I had saved Prachi when she met with an accident and she only wanted Mihika to stay with everyone in the house. Grandma says I saw Mihika scared and I saw you both asking the goons to keep an eye on her. Mihika comes there and says to Grandma that whatever you saw was right, but you took the meaning wrong. Aliyah and Rhea smiles looking at each other. Rhea recalls telling Aliyah that they should tell everyone that Grandma went to the village to cover up for their secret that they have kidnapped Grandma. Aliyah says to Rhea that we should tell everyone that Grandma went somewhere. Just then, they see Mihika under the table. Mihika frees her hand and looks at Aliyah and Rhea. Aliyah and Rhea threatens Mihika and they blackmailed her using Siddharth's name. Aliyah threatens to kill Siddharth if Mihika doesn't do what they ask her to do, and the flashback ends. Mihika tells everyone that nobody had kidnapped her, and Rhea owed her in the hotel because she wanted to bring her back to the house, and that was what Grandma saw. Mihika says that maybe Grandma heard them when they were arguing. Siddharth thinks that Aliyah and Rhea might have forced Mihika to lie. Rhea says my intention was something else and Grandma misunderstood me. She says when they have accepted Prachi, then why not the daughter of the house? Rhea says to everyone that I was worried about Mihika and not about myself. Rhea asks why are we punishing Mihika by keeping her away from us. Grandma says you are making me mad because I know what I saw. Aliyah and Rhea are evil and they are planning something against the family. Aliyah says to Grandma that you just misunderstood. Grandma says somebody hit on my head and I had fainted. Aliyah says that is head stroke, Grandma, and says sometimes it happens with old age. Grandma asks Mihika to tell the truth if she regards her as a grandmother. Mihika says to everyone that whatever Rhea said is the truth. She says nobody had kidnapped me and they haven't done anything wrong. She says Aliyah aunt are taking good care of me. Rhea says why would Mihika lie? She has nobody except you all. Rhea asks Grandma to accept Mihika and hug her. Rhea tells Mihika that this is her family and says you did not meet Grandma before because Grandma is angry with your father, but you can meet her now. Prachi says Rhea is right and she asks Grandma to accept Mihika as she is part of the family. Prachi says if you have accepted me, then you can accept Mihika too. Prachi says to Grandma that you have loved me as your daughter-in-law a lot and she asked Grandma to give Mihika the same love that she gave to her. Prachi says I might not stay here in the future, but please accept Mihika. Grandma calls Mihika and hugs her. Rhea says wow, that is what is called as a complete family. Rhea tells Mihika that she is now part of the house. Rhea says she wants to share good news with Mihika. Rhea says your brother Siddharth and my sister Prachi are going to get married next week. Rhea says this Tuesday they will get engaged. Mihika says wow, I didn't know that I would get good news by coming here. I used to like it when I used to hear praises of Prachi from my brother Siddharth. Aliyah and Rhea looks on smiling. Rambo gets angry. Okay guys, this is how Grandma was able to expose Aliyah and Rhea, and once again they were able to turn the table against Grandma. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you.